as a community, we need to be telling a different story. And so one of our hashtags that we're using at the moment is Talk Up Teaching. And we want you to be telling a different story to yourselves about the profession and to the wider society. We are not powerless. We must be determined. We are agents of positive change, and we need to take control of the story we tell and the narrative we say about our profession. Over the course of the last year, we've been having conversations quietly in the background with the Department for Education, and they like what we have been talking about. We say that a teacher affects eternity. They never know where their influence stops, and for the very observant amongst you, you'll notice the slight transition is ripples. So we create these positive ripples in society, and a wonderful teacher who I met just over here for the very first time embodies a really powerful message of what a great teacher does for her students by being passionate about the work that she does. So for me, a true superhero in this conversation, and you're all superheroes. Another superhero in our conversation is Claire Williams. She's been working with the Department for Education, and she is a Year 5 teacher. She's the United Kingdom Literacy Association Eastern Regional representation, and she's absolutely red now because she's so she's such a sweet and beautiful person, but she's so shy about this. But we really need to talk up this amazing teacher. The DFE campaign is to celebrate the contributions and achievements of teachers telling their own stories, and there's an opportunity for you to tell your story today and about the influence you have on your communities. So without further ado, it gives me great pleasure. This is the global launch of a teacher effect video which stars our very own Claire Williams.
One of my greatest passions as a teacher is instilling a love of reading in the children I teach, and one of the children in my class said that he reads because he has to. That was a real eye-opener for me, because he would look to anyone walking in like he was engaged and he was loving it, and actually what he was saying to me was there were so many other things that he'd rather be doing. One of the projects I've been involved with is the Open University Teachers as Readers development work, which explores how we can support reading for pleasure in our classrooms and in our schools, which made me take a step back and reflect on what reading looks like in my classroom environment. I worked with the children to give them ownership of their reading spaces in the classroom, and as soon as that child had experiences of reading where they associated it with something they enjoyed doing, that experience of enjoying reading then led on to much broader and more adventurous reading choices. The last week of term they just done their class treat, and what got voted for above watching DVDs and water fights and anything else was independent reading time. So we had hot chocolate and they brought in their blankets and cushions to make it comfortable, and we just had an hour where they were just sat reading. They were just completely engrossed in what they were doing. I couldn't love my job anymore, and 99% of days I finish kind of ready and raring to go the next day, but then there's that occasional day where something's gone wrong, confidence has been knocked, and you feel like you've not done quite as good a job as you want to. Teaching can be like a roller coaster, and you've got to have the resilience to climb back up to the top of that next peak again if you've had a dip. I'm Claire Williams, and that was my teacher effect story.
Thank you. I couldn't get the clapping. Claire Williams is over here. She's going to stand up if I force her. Round of applause.